Alright friends, here I am to tell you about the equations and number words worksheet. So the top part is some quilt blocks. We worked on these quilt blocks together. You did some coloring and then you wrote some equations to show how many of one color you had plus how many of the other color, and altogether you had 9. So this time you're getting some blocks that were already made for you, and you can write an addition equation or a subtraction equation to match. So you need to take careful note of how many are this darker color and how many are the lighter color, and write the numbers to match. So in our example, they have started with 9 because there are 9 squares altogether, and they subtracted 5. They wanted to do a subtraction equation. So they noticed that 5 were the number of this darker color of square, and that equals 4 because after the 5 darker squares were taken away, then there are 4 lighter squares left. So each of these blocks you're going to look at and see how many light squares and how many dark squares, and put them together to make 9. So if you're feeling really confident about adding, then you can just do the number of light squares plus the number of dark squares equals 9. And if you want a little bit of a challenge, then you can try a subtraction problem and start with 9 and take away one of your numbers. So that'll be great. And then at the bottom you have some addition problems to solve. And you might notice that they have something in common. They're looking very similar here at the bottom. Look at those subtraction problems. There's something that's the same. And so I'm wondering if the answers to these addition problems might be similar too. You might check and see if they have something to do with what's happening up here. So try that out. And then on the other side of this paper, you're going to be doing some equations with dominoes. So they're adding up all of the dots in the dominoes. We know that 4 plus 3 makes 7, and 4 plus 3 makes 7. And then they added all those together to make 14. Now friends, some of you might look at 7 plus 7 and know what that is. You'll already know that it's 14. Some of you might want to start with 7 and count the rest of the dots, count on. That's one of our strategies. So you might start at 7 and then say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 by counting those dots. That would be a great strategy. And if you're really feeling like you need extra help, then you can count all of those dots and you should get the same number, 14. So these numbers down here, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to write how many dots are in this whole, oh, it's hard to point, how many dots are in this whole domino, and you'll write that underneath, and then you'll write over here how many dots altogether in both dominoes in the row. And then at the very end, you're going to match your totals, your ending number, to the number word that matches over here. And it does say that you won't find a match for every word, so you're not going to find all of these number words over here. You're going to draw a line to match.